So historically, we've been taught that more hours equals more output. But the problem with that is that that mindset came from more of an industrial era or, times when there was a lot of factory work going on. And of course, more time generally did mean more output. But in the modern world, we are now working in careers which are a lot more knowledge based. And this type of work takes a lot more creativity, a lot of strategic thinking, and a lot of decision making. This means that if we continue to measure success in terms of hours worked, you're going to see a lot more people suffering signs of burnout or complete burnout. There's a lot of cognitive load that goes into doing those kind of tasks required for knowledge-based work, like the creativity and the strategic thinking and the decision making. So ultimately, if you are forcing yourself to work more hours, you are starting to more mentally exhaust yourself. And the definition of burnout is partly mental exhaustion. So you can see how it's quite easy to get closer to burnout if you are already mentally exhausting yourself through the key duties of your role. So what this means for modern work is that we need to find other ways to measure outcomes and success other than just looking at a time-based measure. So what can you do to shift away from looking at where you're spending all your time to actually making meaningful progress and looking more at outcomes instead of how many hours you've filled in a day? One of the best things that you can do is set metrics. So giving yourself a goal or a target to work towards. It could be something like, okay, I have a specific project and I need to get XYZ done on it by this date. How you get there shouldn't really matter. So when you look at it from that perspective, you're not focusing on how do I fill all of my hours. You look at it from the perspective of this is the outcome that I want, and it doesn't really matter what I do or how many hours I put in to get there. That is just the outcome that I want. Now, in saying that, you have to be realistic about the hours as well. Don't set yourself a goal that's going to see you working 20 hours a day or anything like that. But the point is just to shift away from that mindset of what am I going to fill all of my time with. So this way you're focusing on key results instead of just busy work. And this is also something that you can do as a leader, a business owner, a founder, but you can also do this with team members as well. It also means that you're giving people a lot more autonomy and empowering them to work towards this outcome. They know what the goal is, they know what the metric is, and that's what they have to work towards. How they get there isn't such a big deal. You might support them in getting there and strategizing how they're going to get there, but the point is that you don't have to look over their shoulder and make sure that they're putting in every single hour. So instead of deciding, oh, I'm going to work 5 hours on this today, ask yourself, what specific outcome am I aiming for? Because without clear metrics, you can spend time just being busy or working hard, but not necessarily working smart. And they should also be the highest value goals so that your time is being spent on the things that are going to have the biggest impact or the biggest outcomes.